Diocese of Salt Lake does not lobby for benefits for the Diocese of Salt Lake. What I do is basically give voice to the voiceless and present the Catholic perspective on bills. So if we're talking about immigration, we present the human side of that debate. If we're talking about the budget, we advocate for not losing services to those who most need services. So my job is to be there and basically as a representative for our diocese, but mostly for the poor and vulnerable in our community. My guide is basically Catholic social teaching, and so it's, I'll look at the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops' position on issues, but it's also just having that sense of what is our scriptural tradition and what do we stand for. And that really comes from 12 years of Catholic school and, just having been a part of the church all my life and studying those documents that have led to Catholic social teaching, like the papal encyclicals and whatever is put out by the Vatican or by the Catholic Conference of Bishops. When we're talking about deficit reduction, and we're talking about debt ceiling, or we're talking about the federal budget, the same issues apply. We still want to protect the most vulnerable. So I will stay in contact with our congressional delegation, and then I also stay in contact with our local legislators, because now is when they have time to sit down and really talk about issues. And it's not the flurry of the session, it's let me really present to you the perspective and why this matters to us. So right now, with some of the coalitions that we work with, we're meeting with legislators, particularly on immigration issues, but also on budget issues, to make sure they don't lose sight of our perspective or they have a broader sense of that perspective going into the next session. My ministry is funded in part by the Diocesan Development Drive, and I want to thank all of our generous donors who make it possible for us as a diocese to be represented on the Hill and to present the Catholic perspective and to protect our vulnerable populations.